Are you running for governor of Negros Occidental?
I haven't filed yet my certificate of...
Do you plan to run?
do I plan to run? I think the answer is yes. If I plan to run, it has been already in the pathway.
You've tasted empanaditas and buns, but have you ever tasted papas con chorizo, curried chicken, pulled pork, double cheese, and tuna basil? Only Jinki's Kitchen offers these flavors. Catch a bite now of Jinki's Kitchen empanaditas and buns at Kmart, Monsterepic at Singkang and Talisay City, San Carlos, Silay City, Lopez East Center, and Lopez San Sebastian. Jinki's Kitchen empanaditas and buns, a pocket full of goodness. Nature's Perfect Lunchbox. For perfect eggs, fresh and clean, guaranteed all the time. For orders, text or call 0907-838-7958.
Nahidlaw ka na sa politika, wala?
Ha?
Nahidlaw ka na sa politika, wala?
Daw wala man, kaya harap man ko da pirmi.
Ara ka man perme.
Oo.
Tiso,
Every day, harap man ko sa politika. Pero although, I would say nga, I didn't say nga, I am really engrossed in politics. Politics is not in my mind. It is only the service. Whatever, when you say politics is an art of governance. But you know, the art of governance, and you are in politics, can be done in so many ways. Helping people, but the common denominator is helping the community. But the first thing that I would always think is that it's not for me. I run politics because it's not for me. Whatever help that can be given to me, it's through other means, but not through politics. Maybe by politics is the way of helping people by meeting their needs and getting support through other agencies.
are you running for governor of Negros Occidental?
Well, as you can see in the media and then some other Facebooks, they say I'm running. They say I'm running.
They say, what do you say about that?
Well, I say also I'm running. May I just say that...
I will repeat the question, sir. Are you running for governor of Negros Occidental?
I haven't filed yet my certificate of...
Do you plan to run?
Do I plan to run? I think the answer is yes. If I plan to run, it has been already in the pathway. As you can see, that it has been in that direction. People say, to tell you the truth, I never thought of that. I never thought that I would go into that.
Why so?
It was only because of my going around, when I talk to people, and when some people encouraged me, when I saw my names in the Facebook, when I saw my name in the messengers, I saw that there are some people endorsing me. I don't know who they are. I don't know who are these people endorsing me. I don't know that my picture was up there holding thumbs up. I don't know that there was a countdown. I don't know who's doing it. But, you know, in other words, there was somebody or there are groups and there are some calls I received. There are some people who say, please run, we need you. So I said, I'll think it hard. And then I've been thinking it hard and loud and clear. So that's what I'm looking into now, because in the next few days, in the next few weeks, there will be a decision that has to be made. But I say that I do not want to just run because I want to oppose somebody. If the present administration of the government is doing something, if he is good, it is doing a substantial work, then let him tell the people about it, because the people are still looking for him. The people are still looking at the help that the provincial government would be able to extend to them. But if ever he has been doing it, so good. That's good. And then I would say, let us also try to think first whether he is deserving of being changed. Or maybe let us say that he has to be changed. It is not for me to say he has to be changed. It is for the people to say there is a need for us to have a new leadership, a new government for this province.
This clamor you saying ginaduso ka nga magdalagan, anong rason nga ginaduso nila ikaw?
Well, because they want a new governance. They want a new system of government, not to change the government, but the way the government is being run. They want a kind of a government that can reach the people. I think I not to say that they have not reached the people, but I say that in all the plans that they may have, maybe it's not in my plan, or maybe it's only a part of my plan, because I have my other plans, and my plans is by advocacy. If I have an advocacy, it doesn't mean that I have to run. If my advocacy is acceptable to them, fine. If my advocacy is good to them, fine. Let them adapt it. But this is a challenge. What I'm trying to say, if I run, it is because I want to challenge. When I say I want to challenge, I want them to say, what's my advocacy? Is my advocacy, is their advocacy? Fine. But is it doable? Can they do it? May I say, I say, I can do it. I can do it, having been exposed to all the other challenges that I have met many times when I was still in the government, when I was still member of Congress, when I was still working overseas, when I was still working with the rich and poor alike. So you say, what's my agenda? I have my own agenda. Do they have their agenda? I don't know.
Now, that's very interesting because for the first time after so many years, mabalik ka papili sa isa ka eleksyon. Ano imo ya personally? I'll go back again. I'll go back sa imo ginhambal. Ano gid ang motivation nimo? Because you say kabati ka sang mga sugilanon nga people want a government that goes down to the people. Anong ilahambal sa subong administrasyon?
I don't want to say it should come from me. Siguro it should come from the people. Ang ako lang yaman siling that if given the chance to serve the province in any capacity, whether elective or appointive or even consultant, these are the things that I intend to do. Okay? May I?
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Sure.
The first thing is that we have to face the challenges that pandemics is posing us. This is the number one problem of the province and of the country and of the world. When you say pandemics, you see, there is a need for us to curtail and flatten the curve. What is happening right now is that when AITF would say that this is the policy, this is the rules, everybody follows. Definitely, yes. We follow the health protocols and all the other conditions, we follow them. But however, as a leader, we must have also something to present to AITF. No? This, I say, that there is a continuing rise of COVID cases. I know that it's being always put in the screen of the continuing rise or the percentage of rise and decrease of COVID. But ours is pure written reports. What are our measures to stop it? To me, I would say that to be able to curtail this, we must have a regular, active monitoring of the COVID cases. One thing that I ask, where does sa diin, iilonggon ko para balaan sa Pangulo.
Sure,
sa diin naghalin ang COVID cases. Nga nakasulod diri sa aton. No? Ang ako lang ginatanaw, kung ginamobilize naton ng aton puwersa, in every town and city, in every barangay in the city, must be vigilant. Tanawon mo, pila ang natabo, subong ano ang status ng COVID cases. Pila subong ang population. Pila ang nagkalaigo. Pila ang nahospital. Kag pila ang napatay. Pila ang nag-ayo. This is a continuing record and inventory of the COVID status in the area. Pag ma-identify ta na in every town, in every city, makita ta na nga ara may number of cases kita. After that, we must have an inventory. We must have a countdown. Countdown ta from 100 to 0. Countdown ta in every week may na-address na, may nag-ayo, may napatay, pila na lang ang bilin. Kung makita ta, diin naghalin ang COVID cases. Kung pamangkoton ta, may ara man kita contract tracing. Anong pulos ang contract tracing? Sa contract tracing nga ina, mabalaan ta, diin naghalin ang kalabanan sa contract tracing ta naghalin ang COVID. Halin bala sa hotel, halin bala ina sa nightclub, or halin ina sa bulangan, or halin ina sa barangay. Kung babalaan ta naghalin sa barangay, dira kita ma-focus sa pagkastrikto. Kung naghalin man ina sa mga, kung wala naghalin sa hotel, kaya ang hotel, 30% lang naman occupancy, babalaan ta, wala naghalin sa hotel, nag-duty na lang gani, then by all means, kita ta may improvement. Therefore, halugan ta ang hotel. Halugan ta ang aeroplano nga nag-aabot dire. Kung ang cases man lang ara man lang sa barangay, istriktuhan ta barangay. Pag istrikto natin sa barangay, singganon ta na naman ang mga hotel, ang mga barbershop, ang mga eateries, pwede na kamong kaamat-amat open up sang inyong programa para may economic recovery kita. In other words, strong in our vigilance in the growth, rise and fall of the COVID cases, there should be a corresponding economic recovery program. The city or the province, preparado kita sa pag-open up sang aton borders for tourism, for trade and investment. Okay? Number one.
And you find that subong wala ta sang reading economic plan?
I don't know with them. I don't know. May ara ba na sila siguro? But I'm not privy to that. No? I'm not privy to that. But this is my concept. If you believe in that, kaya ako yasin ko, maid-id ako, I am hands-on. Basta siling ko lang, basta inventaryohay lang kita. Pag inventaryo ko, kung nakita ko dyan naghalin ang tanong cases, stricto ta. O tanong ko, cooperate. There should be a leader who would say, cooperate barangay, cooperate town, cooperate city. Pag makita nila sa ganahan, pag ako magsulod, nabutan na dira, pagkatapos there's a follow-up, subong nagnubo na. Di kundi happy ka. Kundi ang ganahan ang mga negosyante, damuon yung utan nyo, damuon yung isda nyo, kaya supply na natin, kay mabuhi na naman natin economy. That is one way of giving encouragement to the people.
Ano pagid?
Number two, port. Kinahanglan ang Bacolod would be able, or Negros, kinahanglan may puerto kitang aton.
Di may bread ko naman daw.
Hindi na yung puerto. Ang puerto, ginahambal ko, nga dalag ko, ang puerto, one in the north and one in the south. Nga paribula sang Cebu, nga may mga container ports kita, nagabaton kita mga container ports. May araman kita sa Cebu, sa Juan, diri sa may norte, may isa, there should be one in the north and then one in the south. What is the reason why we don't have an export? Why don't we have export? Most of our exports are passed through Cebu. Most of our exports are passed through Manila. Pag panaog diri, ang cost of our expenses, pagpadala sa aton nga mga gastos diri, dako na magmarkanta, pag abot sa kalugar, mahal na. Plus the fact nga mahal ang kuryente nato dire. We have to do something in order to reduce the cost of electricity and the cost of our fuels, no?
All right. For a while, sir, i-review ko lang makadali. First, you talk about the plan. Kinanglan plano. Number two, the port, and now you're talking about power. Sige, go ahead.
Number four, pagid, no? We have to promote trade, tourism, and investment.
Trade, tourism, and investment.
When you say of trade, once we develop our economy, we have to look into our products. When you say trade, we're talking of farmers. Farmers should be enhanced. You know, the growth of our production has to be enhanced. They have to have the support, the fertilizer support, the government support in terms of financial assistance. In the same manner that when we talk of tourism, we have to open up our borders. As I said, tourism has multiplier effects. When you say tourism, we can be supplier of the goods of the farmers that can be supplied to us, the fish that the fisher folks will be able to supply to us, the services of the people who will be working in the tourism industry. Third, investment. Once local and foreign investors would see that our investors, our area is good for investment, then slowly they can look into that. As of now, the city of Bacolod is booming. That started by Mayor Bing Lunaria, then it is creating a good impact. Then therefore, there are some other real estate bugles and there are some industrialists who would look now into our area as a source for investment, a place for investment. And that is one reason I'm planning to go to Dubai, because I wanted to be a part of that group, there is an ongoing Dubai Expo right now between October and until February of 2022. The purpose is to open up Dubai to the world, to be able to showcase their products, their goods and services. And there is a forum on investment, and that will be sometime in December and sometime in January during the Philippine Day, in which I am the one organizing here in Bacolod City, together with the Department of Trade and Industry.
So may possibility nga after filing your certificate of candidacy, madiretso ka to Dubai.
Yes, dali man lang, 1 week man lang. Unless quarantine na naman nila ako. But anyway, I can work in any kind of cage. They might cage me, but my mind cannot be caged.
When do you plan to file your COC?
Can we finish?
Sure.
Okay. Now, we're talking also trade, tourism, investment, housing for the people.
Housing.
Now, I'll continue in working housing for the people, one which is very, very affordable. Okay? The socialized housing. Where the socialized housing, right now, in Bacolod City, I know that the city is doing something, but outside Bacolod, well, the lands are still vast tracts of land that are not still being developed. We'll look into that, whether it's used into an industrial type of investment where you can have a PESA zone and a PESA zone and also a TIESA zone. Right now, the PESA zone, the Philippine Export Zone Authority, is encouraging local government to develop the places in order that someday they can have also the so-called OTOP, one town, one product concept. But what they did before was on a smaller scale. On a one town, one product concept on a bigger magnitude, then let us look into all these towns and cities, how dynamic their local government. That is why if you are the governor, you must be able to motivate the local government and look into the different areas, the different opportunities, the prospects in this area, and develop that into an industrial zone, develop that into a science zone, develop that into an economic zone. There are many classification of zones being identified by PESA. Now, kita, may-ari? Wala. I think on the San Carlos, but it's not functioning well.
Okay.
Now, third, environment. We must be very cautious of environment because of the climate change. So, there will be very technical preservation, protection of our environment, the mountains, as well as the sea. Okay? Then, the next is matter education. Education is very important because with this present setup, there are many approaches to education now. Either face-to-face, or either modular. So, our students, sad to say, there are some students that I'm helping that being asked to go into modular. My God, they're just given pieces of paper, they bring this home, and then they do it. They cannot answer it. Their housemates answer it. Their brothers answer it. The poor boy and girl are just somewhere else, just looking at that. But who is the one doing it? Not them, but their own the elders in the family. So in other words, it's that effective, the modular. But face-to-face would be the best one. But then I hope that President Duterte would be able to come up with a face-to-face type of education. No? Then cultural. And the cultural is part already of tourism. Because I'm looking at, for example, Bacolod City. If there is that Bacolod Cultural Museum, there is that Bacolod Mascara Coliseum with 10,000 seats. And Governor's Senator Subiri project, which is a Negros, which is Bacolod Mascara Coliseum, 10,000 seaters. That is by the Bacolod City government. Mr. Senator Mig Subiri has also an auditorium, which can sit around 500 people. But at the same time, decided you have also the museum. If this goes on, and if this is going to be constructed soon with proper facilities, and tie it up with the Magic Land in Silay, this can bring attractions to Negros, to Negros and Bacolod City. It can help the tourism. My target is to come up with a Bacolod or Negros Trade and Tourism Expo year 2027.
So what you're looking at is there should be harmony between the plans and programs of the city and the province.
There should be harmony, coordination between the province and then the city of Bacolod. There should be understanding. They should try to come up with a plan in order that both would be able to implement it, no, as one. There should be Juan Negros, Juan Negros, and one city. And that is one way of having a one direction, one common goal.
And they need one Orola for that.
You said it, maybe, yes.
Hindi, what again pa man kontak ka.
I did not say that I'm the only one. There are many who won.
Okay. Now, again, gina-confirm ta lang for our late tuners, you have confirmed a while ago to DNX News that you plan to file your COC for Governor of Negros Occidental for the 2022 election.
I plan.
You plan.
I plan, I think, and
you
I
will
pray.
do. But you will do it.
If the requirements are right. Yeah. You know, it's not easy to just run. As I said, I also consider the achievements of the present administration.
Yes.
And I also have considered what they have done, and I also consider also the different factors. Going up to the mountain, going and swimming to the river, going to the sea during the campaign, these are things that have to be considered. Indeed. And most important is that a party that should support you also. You cannot do it alone, independent party, no way. There should be a party that you should be a part of it, and that party is where you think can join you, that someday if this party is up there, can help also the local governance.
And ano nga party na possibly ang imong updan? Is that the PDP Laban Kusi Wing?
Well, as of now, there is that PDP Laban Kusi Wing who has approached me. So they asked me, there is a talk and there's an offer that I should head the PDP Laban Kusi chapter in Negros Occidental unless and until there are some intervening factors.
And ang standard bearer most likely is Manny Pacquiao na.
No.
Not yet.
The standard bearer, of course, of Kusi Wing is Bongo for president.
Bongo, I mean.
And President Rodrigo Duterte.
So you would be running
For the
under
Vice
the
President.
party of President Duterte.
Yes, if that is going to be the party that's going to carry me or adopt me, then that is it.
Finally, sir, what made you decide to run as governor?
It's more of my desire to help the people who are helpless. People who need someone that they can reach and ask for help. People who have linkages to help the city and the province and has an overseas network. I have an overseas network. There is a Philippine desk in Austria right now, just set up, and the United Nations ambassador has put me a desk together with the group of Mr. Kenneth Magpayo and my Mrs. Cecil Orola Jr, who was awarded was given an award by the Women Federation of Austria, and they are having some kind of relationship with the neighboring countries like Slovenia, like Romania, Hungary, and Czechoslovakia. And there is one also in the United States, in which Bacolod is the sister city of Long Beach, and that one in New York of Lloyd and Nicholas Lewis. So this kind of linkages that I have, I will use this as a way, as a means to help our province and our city. Even if I'm no longer, even if I don't get into politics, even if I am not anymore or not getting elected, whatever is the result, or I may not run, still this network will continue to exist and still help the province of Negros and Occidental and Bacolod City.
On that note, former Congressman John Orola, sir, thank you so much.
My pleasure, and it's my pleasure to meet you all. And I hope and pray that this pandemic will be over, that whatever plans that I may have, it is not for me. It is for the glory of God and for the people of Bacolod and Negros Occidental. Thank you.